We have two questions coming from Olga. I'll read the first one. They're short, so I'll give you both questions at the same time, if you don't mind. Maybe for you, Ingrid, also. What is critical in the launch preparations of a new pharma product, e.g. oncology? And our next question is, what are the important differences that we see between those solutions in the US and in Europe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of, let's take the example, as you mentioned, of an oncology product. There are a couple of challenges when you launch a product. More and more payers are demanding for outcomes-based payment or performance-based payment schemes, which means that you have to demonstrate, as a manufacturer of the product, have to demonstrate outcomes in practice, in real world. That means you need, in fact, a component to complement your product to be able to collect this outcomes data. So in that sense, for launching a product, especially the first couple of years, and for instance, in Europe, this is very common that more and more outcomes-based payment schemes are applied, and where manufacturers have to demonstrate outcomes for the first 2 years after launch, for example. Well, this allows, in fact, to collect this data. Sometimes also payers demand to fulfill or to populate a registry. Well, a digital health solution also can be the intermediate, in fact, to collect information, collect outcome data, clinical or patient outcome data, and to populate the registry. Now, your second question, what are the differences between Europe and US? Well, in terms of moving to outcomes-based payment, that's very similar. And we see that, by the way, across the globe, that more and more payment based on demonstrated outcomes is becoming critical, especially then for more expensive products. This becomes more of a requirement. So that means also for US or Europe, it's a very similar situation where the ability to demonstrate outcomes will become more and more important. Companies that do that will be more competitive, will be more able, in fact, to compete with others, will also be able to demonstrate and optimize even outcomes for each individual patient. In the oncology space, in going forward, we see more and more also combination treatments. Combination of treatments, there are no clinical trials for that, so that's something that has to be observed in practice. So especially for combination treatments, being able to monitor outcomes or adverse effects and also impact on quality of life of patients is a requirement to further optimize the treatment according to what the patient can have.